Hey, Sooner football fans. This is your Sooner football fans podcast. You got Terry and Rob here. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Terry.
And we are coming at you from the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma.
Where we are not affiliated with the University of Oklahoma.
But we do have eligibility left. Remember to subscribe to our podcast right now on whatever app you're listening to, on iTunes, Google Play, Spotify, who else? SoundCloud, whatever you're listening to us on, please follow us.
Like us
on Facebook. Check us out on Twitter. Our Twitter following is growing fast as the Sooner season approaches. We do have big news that the the Oklahoma Sooner tailgate at the UCLA game with Dan Donnelly is
sold out.
We tried to let you know, tried to give you a chance. It is sold out completely. If you want to join us, you can stand outside of the tailgate and watch us. That is the only option you have. You are welcome to do that.
If you ask Terry real nicely, he might let you lick his lips after he drinks his beer. But
doubtful, because every beer counts. We are looking forward to that. We have Sooner fans from California.
LA Sooner 5-0 Scott is going to be there
with the SWAT team.
He's going to be coming with the LA SWAT team. That should be interesting.
Yeah,
I think people are going to just get out of our way.
Yeah, that's going to be. We're kind of important when you got SWAT team there. We have fans from Las Vegas coming. We have UCLA fans coming. California, Oklahoma. It's going to be an event. So we're looking forward to that. But go check out Dan's website, www.tailgateconnect.com, for all the information on tailgates all over the country.
We would say go ahead and sign up for the UCLA game, but
it's sold out.
It's sold out. So sorry about that.
Yeah. So we're going to let you do every podcast is that it's still sold out. We're not going to tell you all the food and drink that we're going to have there, but it's going to be scrumptious. But again, check out Dan's website. He has information on tailgates all over the country. Our tailgate Like a Champion, is on his website. We're building some information for him now for it. But
hey, Terry, I got one question.
What's that?
At the tailgate, are there going to be smoothies? I'm curious if they're.
Why do you like smoothies?
I like them. I like them.
You like them a lot.
Smoothies, yes.
You like them a lot.
What is mixed in there, I guess.
What's your favorite kind of smoothie? Cherry, watermelon?
I think. You gotta pause that or something, man. I cannot. I can't even do that. Oh my god.
Oh no.
I'm about 4 shades. You are not. You gotta pause that.
No, we don't pause or edit our podcast. So.
Oh Lord.
So if you know anybody who has a cherry smoothie, hit Rob up. So anyway,
I don't know what he's talking about, y'all. I have no idea. I don't have clue. I'm not following the conversation. I'm about 4 shades of red over here.
Anyway, check out our YouTube channel where we have Thursday night at Louis on Campus Corner, and visit Louis anytime. Tell them that we sent you. They will not give you anything free. But they will say thanks for coming.
You're seriously going to let that go?
Yes, I'm seriously.
Oh, my God. Alrighty. Okay.
You and I know what we're talking about. Nobody else knows about it, Rob. So
I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I have no clue what you're talking about.
You brought it up, so I don't
know nothing about it.
So at this time, we don't know if there will be smoothies at the tailgate, at the UCLA tailgate.
So, Terry, what else is new?
I don't know, Rob. You tell me what's new.
So, hey, do you know what happens, pardon me, on August 18th?
Free smoothies?
I don't think that, no.
What happens August 18th, Rob?
Nothing. But something on August 16th.
August 16th.
Is happening.
What's happening August 16th, Rob?
Netflix original QB1 is coming out with an episode about Spencer Rattler, and it's going to feature, promote. No, what? Anyway, we're going to be on it.
We're in QB1. hits Netflix August 16th. And as soon as it hits, we will find out what episode we are on, and we will let you know. But you're going to watch the whole thing anyway. But we're going to be on an episode. So we've been watching for that, and thanks to our buddy Brandon Drum for texting me going, I found it. I've been Googling it for a month, couldn't find it. He Googles it one time and finds it.
We're not pretty good at the Google.
Yeah, we're not so good at the Google, are we, Rob?
It's on the What's Going Down episode of That's My Mama. If you get that, then you know Coming to America.
So, but we will let you know more about that as it comes about. But it's going to be a good, it's going to be a pretty cool thing. We're excited about it. And we hope that everybody will share it and share our joy with everybody else. We're pretty pumped.
Yeah, I'm excited about it. I think it's going to be really cool.
Yeah.
And actually, I think it's a really good show too. So
yeah,
and not just because we're on it. But
yeah, it's better now.
Mostly because we're on it.
Too bad they didn't offer us or we couldn't take the cameos. Should we say it that way? Yeah, no, we weren't offered cameos, but you brought it up. That Spencer Rattler.
Mm-hmm.
Guess what James Hell reported on the Hell Report?
I didn't get a chance to look at that. So,
the football Brainiacs, on his post on the Football Brainiacs. It's the last line on it. It says Jalen Hurts was the best quarterback today, and he was the last player off the field, continuing to work on his footwork and doing athletic drills. So
we kind of knew that, though, right?
Yeah, he's going to be the quarterback.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm just interested to see the student section, how many people are going to be wearing donuts. Hurts donuts.
Oh, I'm like, what? I'm not making the connection here.
Yeah, that's one of the first things he tweeted from Norman was apparently I got a donut shop because it's Hurts donuts.
Well, the thing about Jalen is, he's got some proving to do.
Yeah.
He may be the starter, and he may be slated the starter already. We don't know. But what we do know is he got beat out in Alabama. Yeah. Now, albeit he got beat out by a very good quarterback in Tua Tagovailoa, but he still got beat out.
Yeah.
And there's a reason that he got beat out.
Right.
And it's because he couldn't throw the long ball that well.
So I'm sure he's been working on it. I'm sure Lincoln's been working on it.
Absolutely. That's what Lincoln does, right?
Yeah. Did you see the OU football tweet out today with Lincoln Riley coaching them up?
Well, he was in drill.
Yeah, and he was beating the hell out of them with the blocking dummy.
Listen, he wasn't hurt. Lincoln is 6 foot nothing.
Yeah, but it was funny. It was like, frap, 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 frap. He's sitting on with this thing. And then he gave everybody a water break, and he said, because, I kind of need a break. So, but it's interesting how involved he is, especially it's not interesting. I guess he's still the offensive coordinator, so he is still involved as he would have been as just an offensive coordinator.
Yeah,
in every step of the offense. But as you guys know, we're fans just like you. We don't make the news. We don't report the news. We just talk about the news that's out there.
Most of the time, I don't even know
the news.
Right. So,
but most of our stuff we get just like you guys, and we don't get paid to promote this stuff. This is just where we get it from, and these guys are nice enough to come on our podcast and share their information with you. So we share their information, and we're going to talk about James Hell's report this week on the Sooners practice. First off, full pads on Monday. Started that off, and I'm 99.9% sure, as I tweeted out, that the Oklahoma drill will be ran today by the team that invented it.
That's right. That's right.
So,
not the state.
Yeah.
The team.
But, however, when I was watching some stuff on the fort and reading this day, I was like, it's 105 out there, and they're out there in full pads. Whew. Man.
I know it was pretty warm, but it didn't seem like it was. Of course, I wasn't practicing either.
You weren't in full pads.
I wasn't in full pads, but it just didn't seem all that hot out there to me.
Yeah.
Today. When you say 105, you're just thinking, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
So
no, but here's the thing. Like I said, there's that we get a lot of different stuff from everywhere. We're just like you. We watch the news, we read articles, newspaper, websites. But James Hill every week on the Football Brainiacs has a article and posts out there. So we're just going to cover what James talked about. We also got a couple other places that we listen to. We'll talk about them later. But as we said, the pads went on for the first time, and there were no injuries on Monday. The Sooners had some players sitting out: Jalen Redmond, Ronnie Perkins, Kenneth Mann, all defensive ends. Kennedy Brooks sat out. He spent most of his time in the medical tent. Linebacker Brian Mead and freshman defensive lineman Marcus Hicks, who's 6'5", 268 pounds, missed practice with a mild hamstring pull. So that's who was out on Monday.
Wait, did you say Trey Norwood? Because I know he got hurt.
No, didn't even mention. This is Monday. So,
okay.
But those were the Sooners that missed the first day of full pads. But guess what happens when you're sitting on the sidelines, Rob?
Somebody else is getting your reps?
And, it opens the doors for a lot of people, as James put in there. These were guys that stood out. Sophomore linebacker Levi Draper is off to a good start, ended up making a lot of tackles. James Hill reports that he was told is that Draper was probably the best player on defense.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. No, sorry, not defense, of the linebackers. My bad. Sorry, James. I didn't mean to put that out there, but he was the best of all the linebackers. But I don't know what you're doing, Rob. But let's see. Brooks out. They are not wanting to overwork Trey Sermon. So Pledger, JUCO transfer Ramonde Stevenson, and Marcus Major, the freshman, got more reps. Pledger had a great summer and is making an impact. Stevenson is a big running back. Doesn't look like it. We've already talked about that. He looks like Samaje. So
yeah, can't wait to see that kid.
Yeah. So the running backs, we've said it before. Our running back stable is as full as our wide receiver stable. I mean, it's just full of talent.
Yeah.
So
it's going to be so fun to watch those guys.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to be in it. I just cannot wait to watch the skilled positions. Normally, Terry, and I think you are in agreement with me on this, we like the big eaters. I like to watch the hog mollies just because, I had to play there when I was in school. And so, I've never liked the skilled guys because, they
get all the glory. And
the hog mollies work harder anyway. But I'm really excited to see this group of receivers and really to see another year with Kennedy and the Sermon man. So
preaching out there, but it's going to be interesting. I know a lot of people are concerned about the offensive line. Not much out there yet about the offensive line. So obviously, I don't think it's that big a concern when none of the coaches are talking about it. You follow me?
Yeah. Doesn't
seem anybody's been like,
huh? Yeah. There's not a lot of hype going on right now. I think it probably will start up or whatever. But yeah, you're right.
Nobody's talking about.
Nobody's saying this is going to be a dynamic group of kids.
Yeah. But nobody, so it must be that they're not too worried about it. I think that the Sooners probably aren't too worried about it. They got good Lord, they got guys the size of, Volkswagen buses out there. So, but with all the defensive ends out, it's opened the door for sophomore Isaiah Thomas, who got some more reps. Thomas, throughout the summer, he got big and still runs a 40 in the 4.5s. He's 6'5", 255 pounds, and runs a 4.5 40, Rob.
Wait, say that one more time, because I'm pretty sure that's not possible.
6'5", 255 pounds, and runs a 4.5 40.
That is a lot of boy coming at you really quickly.
Really fast. I mean, how fast, do we know? We need to find out how fast is a 4.540. You know, like
It's pretty quick.
if you're driving it in a car, you know what I mean?
Driving in the car.
What's the speed that you're at on a 4.540? Let's say it's 20 miles an hour. Okay, you're getting hit with a small car, you know, or it's like getting hit with a go-kart on a go-kart track. I mean, that's really bigger. I'm going to give you more credit than that, you know. But I mean, golly, I can't run a 5.40 downhill anymore.
I could ride a bicycle 4.5.
So, it's you know, it's a good sign when you got guys that big, and you know they're working that hard. People, of course, are touting that defense and that it's getting better. So, I know, Rob, you're prepared to drink the Kool-Aid.
I am prepared to drink the Kool-Aid. I'm giving Grinch the benefit of the doubt. The guys that are there, I heard. Who was it talking about Buki and how Buki is going to make an impact this year?
Yeah,
we'll see. I mean, we were told that last year, right?
Yep.
But you know, he was a freshman, and there's an adjustment. We know there's an adjustment, so we're going to give him the benefit of the doubt and just see what he brings to the table early on, and I mean, we'll just see, because I'm hearing lots of good things about the freshmen that came in this year.
Yeah.
So,
well, apparently Coach Manning and Grinch are both, focusing on fundamentals throughout the camp, and the guys are turning around and finding the ball in the air and knocking down passes. I hope that's not with, Larry the water boy throwing them, but which is my concern, because I am not drinking that Kool-Aid. I'm just not. Sorry, folks.
All right.
I told you I will gulp it down after Texas, but I've had my heart broken the last 4 years.
Well, let's just talk about this for a minute then, Terry. What are you expecting?
What am I expecting? Yeah. Honestly,
out of the defense,
I expect minimal improvement. Minimal improvement.
Okay, so we were 129.
122.
22.
No, that's where I'm at.
Oh, okay. So we're not making it out of the hundreds.
Yeah, I mean, I think we'll make it out of the hundreds. But okay, guys, here's the thing: we all believed that, even those people who liked or disliked Mike Stoops, whatever, everybody thought there would be a change when he left or exited the program. However it happened, we got worse. Okay,
we did get worse.
So it wasn't coaching. Okay, now I know Grinch has brought in a new attitude, but it's still the same guys. And when you hear, last week you hear like what Brandon talked about on the podcast, he was rattling off all these freshman defensive players who are looking really good from the new wave 19 and that are probably going to be an impact. Now you got a bunch of freshmen playing that are replacing guys who couldn't do the job last year.
Yeah, well, it's obviously it's wide open.
Yeah.
I mean, there's only a few positions on the field, I think, that are guaranteed to some people.
Right.
Probably Trey Sermon and Kenny Brooks were guaranteed.
Right.
But outside of that, there probably wasn't anyone.
There's nothing on
Creed
that.
Humphrey.
Yeah, try taking him. We saw him at Buffalo Wild Wings.
Yeah, we did.
That's a big old boy.
He's a big hoss of a boy.
But here's my thing about the I'm not trying to be negative Nancy. They're going to have to prove it to me. They have not proved it the last 4 years.
Well,
they have been the Achilles heel of a national championship caliber team 4 years in a row.
Well, at least the last two. I'll give you the last two for sure.
Right.
And if you want to go 4, I'm not going to really argue with you, but definitely the last two.
So that's my, it's not a hate, it's not a dislike for any of the coaches. It's the same guys, folks. It's the same people. Yeah, it's the same people out there playing. The different coach, well, it's a different attitude, and Grinch. I hope I'm wrong, and my goal is to be 1,000% wrong here, but I'm not gonna buy into it.
I think it's a poll question, Terry.
Yep.
What are your defensive expectations? Will we make it? Will we cross that 100 into the 90s?
Yeah, but again, let's say we improved to 60. Mm-hmm. Guess where we were at 2 years ago when we lost the Rose Bowl? 64. That's not good enough. Okay.
All right.
So, I mean, we got excited last year after the Florida Atlantic game, FAU game.
Yeah.
Got even more excited after the UCLA game, and then I mean, it just. I'm not going to do it. It's going to be hard.
All right. So who's on board with me gulping down the Kool-Aid, the defensive Kool-Aid? Who's on board with Terry?
Yeah, tweet it out tomorrow. When we put it out on Twitter, we'll put out our the podcast like we always do. Tweet it out. Who's on board? Are you drinking the Kool-Aid with Rob, or are you going to sit there and look at the packet of Kool-Aid with Terry?
But in my defense, I'm really thirsty.
Yeah. What's your favorite flavor of Kool-Aid, Rob?
I just... I want to move on.
Oh, if you guys knew the inside joke that we're talking about.
There's nothing. I don't know what he's talking about.
It's not a joke.
Shut up, Terry.
The inside conversations. That
This is stuff we cannot talk about on the air. What are you doing? You gotta stop this, seriously.
Okay, blame it on me.
It's Terry's fault. I blame Terry. Seriously, you're going to stop that, right?
Yeah, I'll stop.
Okay.
I'll stop. Oh, see, and this is what we tell folks, when you meet us in person, like when we had our big event at Louis a couple weeks ago, the fan feast, the Champion fan feast. This is what Rob explained on the video. This is the type of stuff we sit around and talk about. Me and Rob joke and laugh all the time, and there's some stuff that just him and I know about, and we just
I think we're a hoot, to be honest with you. But
so anyway, moving on, let's talk more football, less Kool-Aid.
Hallelujah.
Let's see. They're being a lot more stickler on fundamentals, and they want drills run a certain way, and if they don't run the drills correctly, they make them run them again.
Okay, let me ask you this. What coach doesn't want them run a certain way?
Exactly, but apparently that ain't been happening at OU. I don't know. It's like, okay, you run this drill this way. Okay, you did it wrong. Go to the back of the line. No. In high school football, there were drills I ran 10 times right in a row because we told you to put your hand on the line when you get there. Well, I touched the top blade of grass. No, on the line.
Mm-hmm.
When we coached Little League football, a kid did a drill wrong. You made him go back and do it again.
He just kept doing it until they got it right.
Why is this a big deal at Oklahoma that's being done and that it's being not, believe me, we're not hating on James Hill, but it's not just James saying it. It's all these websites and people going, man, they're pushing fundamentals and they're making them do the drills until they get them right. Was this not being done at Oklahoma? Maybe that's why we couldn't tackle.
Yeah, I don't know. That would be certainly setting a bad precedent if we're, it's like, well, we're Oklahoma. We don't really have to do that.
Yeah.
No, that's not how you become a champion.
Yeah. You do it until, your feet bleed if you're running bleachers or.
Listen, we're a blue blood.
The blue blood.
We are a blue blood program because we do that. And, and we don't give up. We just keep doing it until we were perfect.
Yeah.
And, that was obviously evident in the 40s when we went 47 games, right?
Yeah.
In a row.
Yep.
And 7 natties to go along with that.
Yep.
And how many Heismans now?
7.
7.
7 natties.
8 coming this year.
As long as it comes with a natty, I'm fine with another Heisman.
That would be sweet. I got to be honest with you.
Yeah. Who's going to have, we talked about it on the video with the Sooner fans. Who's going to have the most, be the standout player on defense this year? It looks like coaches are talking Gallimore, and he should, You know where he's from, Rob?
I do.
Where is he from?
He's from France.
No. Close. Canada.
Canada.
What kind of football player comes from Canada?
A French one?
A French one.
They're French up there, right?
Yeah, they're French Canadian. You are correct.
French Canadian. Okay.
Are the French Canadians the same as the French Cajuns?
I don't think so, but I don't really know. I'm not very good with geography.
So, anyway, the mighty Canadian Neville Gallimore.
Yep. The galloping. What do they call him? What do they call him?
I don't know.
I don't
Whatever he's 6'2", 301 pounds. You call him whatever he tells you to call him.
Yeah. Yeah, he's good. Yeah, he's thick.
So they do call him something.
And he can run.
Yeah, it's not the galloping, but it's something to do with Canada.
Oh, it is?
Yeah. So
I always thought it was something Frenchman or something.
yeah. Why in Canada do they call their highway patrol Mounties?
I don't know that either.
Is it because they mount horses? And what does that mean?
Let's talk about something else.
So defense is the focus. We're sorry. I know we're having probably way more fun than what we're supposed to have on this, and also, guys, we've got some fans out there who've put in their submissions, and I've sent you guys emails. We need to get some fans on here on the podcast. So if you've sent an email, check your emails because we need to get a fan on here. And I gotta, we're running out of fan space because the season's fixing to kick in. So
the last two guys that emailed didn't respond to your.
Well, I mean, it's not that they didn't respond. I sent them a thing. Hey, are you interested? We got a slot open. This, and I just haven't got a response yet. So
okay.
But check your emails, and we have an opening for next week. So you guys, we got 2 new guys and 1 longtime listener that is wanting to come on. But I told the longtime listener I didn't want to get the new guys on. I think it was Rascal slammed up against the wall.
Okay.
Or the ghost that raped Caleb in here.
It sounds like gunshots. Gotta be honest with you.
Oh, did it? Huh. Well.
All right.
Anyway. No, that's my neighbor working on his fence.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm like, somebody's actually popping off rounds outside.
Outside the podcast palace, we are not in the ghetto. Anyway, but let's talk about Brandon Drum, his drum beat from Monday's defense. He actually talked with Coach Thibodeau, which is that French Canadian or French Cajun?
That's
Thibodeau.
Cajun. That's Cajun. Listen, you don't want to mess with them guys.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with this stuff. Again, check out Brandon's stuff on the OU Insider 247.com, OUinsider.com 24/7. It is on their VIP deal. Some of Brandon's stuff you can see without being a VIP, but others you got to be on the pay side of it. But Jalen Redmond and his development towards the season, Thibodeau is expecting big things from him this season. They're really happy he's back and in the mix of things. He's going to be a superstar.
Yeah, I agree. And you know what, Terry? I know that I'm a Sooner fan, and I am.
Yeah.
To the core of my being, I am a Sooner fan. But I just feel like we got a lot of kids on here that are going to be superstars.
Yeah.
Like, I just feel like that any of those receivers could be All-American, Biletnikoff guys, first round,
Yeah.
I just feel like, Trey Sermon and Kennedy Brooks, both of those guys could be first rounders. I mean, literally, this could be one of the better teams that we've ever had.
Yeah.
Offensively.
And we're hoping for an improvement on offense. But there was a note also on Redmond that he wasn't in shoulder pads on Monday, but it seems Oklahoma's holding him about a bit and slowly getting him ready for the full season. Grinch and others still talk highly of him, and he brings a dimension that the Sooners have not had. So that's big. That's big praise right there.
Well, anything we got to look forward to there is a good thing.
Yeah. Defensive players who've stepped up so far, according to Thibodeau: Dylan Famatu, Isaiah Thomas.
I'm not sure you got to go up at the end there, but
yeah. Marcus Stripling, Corey Roberson, and Jalen Redmond. They're going to be very athletic. There's going to be some guys that can get to the football. And that Stripling has been a really flash and making some big plays. So he's probably going to get a lot of playing time. Sooners defensive line. All the time, whether it's Tommy Harris coming and standing in front of the guys, Gerald McCoy coming back and talking this summer. I shot them a text of the Selman brothers. They always got to know that they stand on the shoulders of giants, is what Thibodeau told his existing.
Well, listen, there's no better company than the Selman brothers, obviously. Yeah. But, Gerald McCoy and Tommy Harris were two of the greats to ever play here. So,
yeah.
Is he saying that we got somebody that's...
He's telling them, what he's telling them is these are the people that you have to emulate, I guess is the thing. They've had Tommy come and Gerald come and talk to him. But the history of that line, these are the people that you are following. This is the foundation that you were expected to hold in place, is how I get that. That's high expectations and assets should be,
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's the coach's staff job to get them to that level and to recruit to that level too. So the coaches have got to take the responsibility on that, is my opinion. Again, they talked highly of Gallimore. So we're going to hear a lot about Gallimore between
but
now
the problem with that high praise is he's going to get a lot of double teams. I mean, people are going to be like, well, this is all they got is Gallimore, so we're going to double down on him. He's going to get guard, tackle, or center guard every play.
Yeah, but then that's going to open up somebody else who's going to have to stand up. Now, we had Colin Kennedy on a couple of weeks ago. Guess who he opened up his VIP column on the OU Insider with?
Was it Austin Stogner?
It was Austin Stogner. Who have I been saying all along is going to be an impact on this team this year?
Going to be an impact player, no doubt about it. When guys like Colin and Brandon, are talking about him, they're going to be good.
Yeah. He talked with Colin talked with Coach Gundy afterwards, and Stogner was the first name he mentioned as a standout newcomer. And I've met him in person. He's a big kid, and I can only imagine put that kid in pads. I mean, and he's fast.
He probably looks huge. I mean, good grief.
And, he's still got room to grow, but he is like throwing a football to a net. He just catches everything. So, Braden Willis is somebody that we've also talked about in the past. I've always said that this guy is going to be an impact. He was part of the 2018. He was a late get for the Sooners. And he is taken to the H-back spot like a duck to water. So expect big things from Braden Willis this year.
Like I say, man, we got kids on there. They're just going to be good. Austin Stogner's one of them.
Yeah.
Braden Willis is another.
So, other things, that's pretty much on those parts. Let's talk about stuff that's hitting out there on social media right now, Rob.
Okay.
Some of the things I like. And you can find it on, I know most of you guys probably go and check out the Soonersports.com, though, Sooners webpage. But I love these videos, the riding in cars. Have you seen those?
Oh, where they jump?
They had them last year, and it's the coaches driving from basically the office facility to the practice field. And they're on video, and they're just talking about their expectations. And Lincoln did the first one, and it's really cool.
Huh, I have not seen that.
Yeah, they did them last year, and all the coaches, and it's just them driving to practice, and talking about what's expected and what they like. So check those out. They tweet them out too when they have those new ones come out. And one of the things I love about Oklahoma is, and I know we've always talked about it as part of Lincoln Riley's forte, is they really push some really cool stuff out on social media.
Yeah,
giving fans stuff to look at. Last year we talked about it. It's the same this year. We got videos every day hitting from practices. We've never had that in the past.
I know. And it's a good thing to watch. It's, you get to see some stuff, and, for diehard fans that just can't get enough like we are, So that's that's great stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
I even go to the huddle and watch them a little bit. Yeah, it's kind of sad.
Yeah, but I mean, the stuff that Oklahoma does on social media is really starting to pay off. And last year Oklahoma was the most tweeted college football program. So the university does a great job with their social media and keeping their fans and their recruits involved. And it's only going to continue to be that way. It's going to get bigger and better.
Yeah, for sure. And I think a lot of that is Annie Hansen. So I think she's in charge of some of that. Maybe I don't know if that's her or not. But all those guys in there, they know what's up.
Yeah.
They're doing really good, and we see a lot of them out at the coach show on Tuesday nights.
Mm-hmm.
So ought to be big again this year.
Oh yeah, looking forward to the coach's show.
Listen, this coach's show doesn't start till 7? You got to be there at 4:30.
Yeah, you got to get
I'm
there.
Just FYI and everybody.
Yeah, Coach Riley comes in at 7, but we have I'm sure it's going to be the same. It's going to be T-Row and
T-Row and Teddy Lehman
doing
which is a great show.
Oh, yeah, that's a great one in itself. And so basically you got 2 hours of Sooner football, great barbecue.
Yeah. Yeah.
And and a lot of fans there, so it's a great atmosphere. That's one of the things I'm looking forward to every year. Is the accessibility of the coach.
Yeah.
There.
Well, and you just said it. There's fans there. There's some ladies that sit up in that front table that have been going to those coaches shows since they started.
Yeah.
And originally, wasn't it like Othello's or something down on campus?
Yeah, and try to sit in their seat.
Oh, yeah. You don't want to do that. I'm just going to warn you right now. Don't do that. Well, you ain't going to beat them there to begin with.
Yeah, you're not going to beat them there because they're there early. But if
they're
you
there
happen
like 9 a.m. or something.
If you happen to, they ain't shy. They're the sweetest ladies in the world, but they will tell you, and this is my seat. So
and actually, the people from Rudy's will come and move you.
Yeah. And
because,
are we going to start our competition again this year, Rob? Ask Coach and see who's.
Yeah, I think if I remember right from last year, I was winning that deal.
No, you got smoked again. But what we will do is Rob and I will have a competition and see whose question gets asked every night to Coach.
By T-Row.
By T-Row. But he's been, we've had some good ones, and T-Row's been good enough to ask them. And he wouldn't ask them if they weren't good.
Right.
But, some of them are humorous questions that we ask, and some of them are serious.
Yep.
And what was it, the one you asked him is when Kyler pulls the ball down and runs, do you get excited, or does a lump get in your throat because you're nervous he's going to get
right?
And he was like, when it's something like a little bit of both, but more excited because he knows he's going to make a play.
Well, yeah. When a kid runs 4.2, there's just not a whole lot of people on the field that can run him down. So
yeah. But we've asked some good questions, and I always look forward, to the. And we tweet out while we're there, so you'll know what's going on and when we get a question asked and stuff. But that's just one of the things that goes on, And we'll be doing our home tailgates this year. We have fans from all over the country come by and say hi, so you always got to come by our tailgate if you're in town for a game. Our tailgate's free of charge. We do accept donations, to help cover the cost
of the food.
Yeah, but. I'm looking forward to that, and we're all around. I want to talk. Rhett's coming up on his senior year as a senior roughneck.
Roughneck this year.
How's Dad Rob handling the senior year coming up and all of that?
So they have a senior night, so I'll get to go out on the field.
Yeah,
and I'm really looking forward to that. And
I'm going to be your life partner that night, right? I get to go out with you.
So everybody knows I'm looking for another job so I can be at the tailgates. Yeah. But if I don't get one, that'll be sad. But definitely get to go out on the field. And of course, I go out on the field after every game with him and take pictures of the Roughnecks, and then take pictures with him on the field. So this year I get to do the senior night thing, and I'm really looking forward to that. He's the vice president of the club this year, so they've instituted a lot of new, not necessarily rules, and I don't think I'm not allowed to say this, but you remember when the president last year fell out of the back of the schooner.
Right.
Well, that's not good.
No.
That's not good. The university didn't care for it, and so they made them, listen, we need you guys to kind of get a better grip of what's going on. So the leadership now, and like I say, Rhett's the vice president, they've kind of come up with some stuff to make things safer when they ride in the schooner. And so nothing's going to change. You won't be able to see any changes, to that. But I don't think they'll have anybody falling out of the back of the schooner again. So,
because he didn't just fall; he got drugged for a little ways.
He got drugged. That was the problem. If he'd have just fell and landed on the field, that'd have been one thing.
Yeah,
but it drug him all the way up the ramp. So poor kid, he had road burn all over him.
But when we've seen it. We've had the schooner tip over. We got a penalty for it. Stuff like that it happens. But I know the university. There were fans saying, stuff like that happens. The university is going to stop the schooner at all. They're not going to stop that schooner. It is tradition.
It is tradition. And if they did stop it, they would have a fight on their hands.
Yeah, their fans would go berserk. And we understand it for at the Rose Bowl. I don't know what they did at the Orange Bowl this year, but they paraded out. They allowed our horse, the schooner. To come out on the field, and it was like a parade march, just them and our crowd got. That's what for the games. It's tradition that our ponies hit the field running when we score,
right? And
so that's a tradition that should never go away,
right? No, absolutely not.
But they do want to be safe, but.
Yeah. Well, and they need to represent the university in a way that brings pride to the university. So they do.
Yeah, I've never heard anything negative. About the Roughnecks ever.
Well, so a lot of people don't know this. I think maybe we did talk about it one time last season, but at the end of the last season, the little sis typically have never fired and have never had their own gun.
Right.
Well, at the end of last year, they actually made their own. The girls actually made their own gun.
Cool.
Painted it and everything. And, a group that's steeped in tradition like they are, right? Typically the Roughnecks are only been the ones to ever do that. But the little sis brought it before the Roughneck Council or whatever, the secret council, whatever. And, they were like, okay, yeah, no problem. So the guys were really accepting, and then the girls came out and actually got to shoot their own gun, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Right. And those of, a lot of people don't know, who the little sis is, and it's the partner of the Roughnecks, basically. We had the Roughnecks on last year, the president and stuff, and they talked about it. It is the most charitable organization on campus.
They do so much community work that people don't know.
Yeah.
Follow them on Twitter. Follow them on Facebook. You'll see they're always, some of them somewhere doing something good for somebody.
Right. And if you, the little sis or the young ladies that are standing out there with the Roughnecks, if you're wondering, little sis, that's,
And they ride shotgun.
They ride shotgun
in the schooner.
Right. Yeah. And it's as big. It's not as well known of a tradition, but even the Roughnecks will tell you it is probably the most honored tradition because, like you said, they do so much in the community. They raise so much money for organizations, and they do so much. And that's stuff that people need to realize out there. It's not just the Roughnecks.
Right.
I mean, the Roughnecks are by far the coolest, group in college football, but their sister organization,
the Little Sis,
is just as important
and
probably does more behind the scenes than anybody else does that people should understand and realize. It's a great organization. And with Rhett being in there, I've got to meet, because of knowing you and Rhett, the Roughnecks and some of those young ladies, and they are just some of the nicest people you'll ever meet.
And you know what I really like about them? When kids come up, they will take a picture with every kid. They'll sign an autograph. They'll do anything with those kids. And, that's saying something for college kids to kind of do that. So.
And, I mean, we tailgate next to, the Alumni Association, and they provide the food for the Roughnecks. And I have literally seen those guys and gals sitting over there eating, and somebody come up and say, hey, can I get a picture? They drop their food. They set it down and go, yeah. They get up. They don't ask, hey, can I finish my food?
Yeah.
Because people are in a hurry on game day and stuff. Manners aren't necessarily on a fan side. It's like, hey, can we get a picture? And they set down their food. They walk around, take a picture, smile, and they do it all with smiles. You never see them go, oh.
Well, they're good kids, all of them, every one of them. And, I hesitate to call them all kids because now they're, Rhett's 21 years old now. So, I mean, he's still a kid to me, obviously. But, they're good young people. Let's just say it that way. So, and
Oklahoma, the Sooners and the Roughnecks, the Schooner was voted by ESPN as the number one tradition in college football this year.
Absolutely.
And it is. It's the oldest male spirit group in the country. So it has to be the greatest tradition in college football.
It's part of the bluest of blue blood programs that there is. So.
I don't care if you got an Indian riding out on a horse, and I'm Indian, folks. Don't take, throwing a spear in and don't hold water to the schooner. I don't care if you have a fuzzy elephant running across the field. It doesn't hold water to the schooner. If you're, what's another tradition out there? Oh, if you're, a cowboy of any sort, whether a red raider, a cowboy, and going pew pew on a horse.
Hey, can you name the people from Austin? Can you name what their spirit group's called?
I can't remember what it is.
Silver Spurs.
Yeah, the Silver Spurs.
I didn't even know that that was a thing.
Yeah, they told us that, like, Silver Spurs. Yeah. I'm surprised they're not out there in all booty shorts. And
well, they had to go through masculinity training. So they were like, okay, guys, this is how to be a man. Okay?
Yeah, but the Silver Spurs. What are some other traditions out there that don't even come close to? I don't care about.
There's some good traditions out there.
They're dotting the I on Ohio State. That's cool. They always have somebody out there. Still doesn't come close to the schooner.
Well, some of them, though, are kind of dorky.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to say it. Clemson, everybody touches the rock.
Yeah.
I'm like, listen, I don't know where your hand's been.
Yeah.
So can I get like some sanitizer lotion over here or something? Because I don't know what you was touching.
Yeah, and they touched the rock. We've talked about USC and the Trojans and the Trojan horse. I don't understand that. And there's no Trojans. And
hey, and there's a team that copied off of us, and they touch a sign that says "Play like a champion."
Yes, yeah,
copied that right straight from Oklahoma.
And they act like, and so do some national media outlets treat that like Oklahoma. I mean, like Notre Dame created that.
Yeah,
they copied it. Lou Holtz is the one who copied
Cheaters.
it. Yeah.
Just FYI.
Yeah. But the Play Like a Champion is a great tradition with the players.
Great tradition.
I will tell you, a fan tradition, one that we've talked about and I think is really good, probably the coolest and always will be the coolest is Iowa. Because they have the Children's Hospital next, and they all turn around and.
So we didn't even find out about that until last year. Did we?
Yeah.
That was a pretty cool.
That is a cool thing that the fans turn and recognize those kids.
Yeah, it's like there's a bad case of sinuses when all that's happening. And,
I got something in my eye when I talk about it.
I'm not crying, you're crying, kind of a deal going on there. And then that was the same with the Purdue story. He did pass
away.
That was so sad. But you know what? I was really proud of Purdue football. Not that I have reason or authority to be proud of them for anything, but I really liked what they did with him. And it was so good and touching. So
yeah. And I think they ended up naming something after him. It was either the locker room or there's some part of their stadium that they named after him. Yeah, in his honor, which is really cool. But again, traditions are what they are, and Oklahoma has some of, not just mascot, but we have the greatest winning tradition in all of college football.
Absolutely.
You know, I mean,
there are people creeping up on our hindquarters, but
yeah.
But we still hold that number.
Yeah,
one spot.
we keep, you know, what are we going, 12-2 every year? If we can pull off a couple of 14-0 Lincoln, you know, nobody will catch us. You know, but that would be something pretty cool though. I would like to see Oklahoma break the 47 straight. Wouldn't that be cool?
That would be a dream come true. You know, that's not ever getting broken now.
No.
Right?
Yeah, so you know, that would be pretty incredible if Lincoln put together 48 straight wins. But
definitely that would be amazing because that would be at least 3 national titles.
Oh yeah,
back to back to back
to back to back to back to back,
and probably a couple of Heisman Trophy winners in there as well. Wouldn't that be cool if there was like a dozen people out in Heisman Park? You know, they still don't have a place ready for Baker.
Yeah, and I bet, you know, they're probably going to have to come in and move people around. You know what I mean?
I don't know. There's lots of room over there, really.
Yeah.
Depending on which way they go with that.
Yeah, but who is excited? I mean, man, we are a month away from Sooner football. Ugh, I cannot wait. It's going to be weird on a Sunday afternoon to start it off with, but
that is going to be a little bit odd for folks.
Yeah, and you know the weird thing is me and Demo were talking. It's going to be weird. What's really going to be weird is the tailgates.
Yeah, well, on Sunday?
Yeah, there's no games on. There's no pro games. There's nothing to watch on the TVs.
Everybody's going to be sitting around talking.
Yeah.
What are y'all doing talking?
No, you know, I mean, you're sitting around talking, but there's no football. So what we're thinking about doing is putting in recording some stuff on a USB port and dropping it in ours and, you know, maybe showing some classic games or something like that.
Hey, that's not a bad idea.
So if I can figure out how to do that, because I ain't so smart with the USB sticks. But
I think you could just.
Okay, coming from the guy who can't Google, don't even tell me how to.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
Don't even talk about it. But anyway, Rob, is there anything else we need to bring up? We've covered smoothies, Kool-Aid, defense, offense.
Frenchman. No, we got it all, I think. Yeah.
French Canadians, French Cajuns. We've covered everything.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
Yes, we have.
All right, guys. That's it for this podcast. Look for some big news coming out really soon. We're working on some stuff that's going to make people happy, and it's going to be a good time. I'm already happy
about it.
And so, but again, we appreciate you listening. Boomer Rob.
Boomer Jerry.
Thanks for listening to the Sooner Football Fans Podcast. Sooner Football Fans Podcast is hosted by Rob Nixon, Terry Long, and occasionally Caleb Long. It is produced at the beautiful Podcast Palace in Norman, Oklahoma. Follow us on Twitter at SoonerFBFans and like our Facebook page at Facebook.com/Sooner Football Fans and visit our website at www.SoonerFootballFans.com to read our blogs and keep up with our tailgating activities. Boomer Sooner, everyone.